get them out of the way. We are halfway through this meeting. I just realized we haven't been on YouTube this whole time, so I'm glad I'm recording. I'm surprised my buddy Richard hasn't called to say, hey, you're not online. Well, this will have to be posted later, I guess. No need for 2 of these computers, just because I forgot to hit the button. Okay, so everything today is probably that I've brought is all AI stuff, because the latest article that I brought up is from the 12th of this month, and the title is Top DJ Fakes Eminem into a Song, and it seems that it's totally illegal. Now, Bill, you gave me this article.
I did.
And did you want to make some comments on it?
No, I just thought it was interesting. You could totally fake out a celebrity star singer and nobody would notice.
Well, not that they wouldn't notice, but that they there's no legal framework. What this DJ has done, and to be fair, I know a lot of music, but I've never heard of this guy. Apparently, he's one of the top 10 in the world. He's a French guy. And he used an AI to help him build words of an Eminem song, and then used an AI that had read or had listened to a bunch of Eminem music and created the Eminem voice. And so he was able to get his computer to have Eminem in his rave say things in his concert. But Eminem wasn't there. He wasn't involved in it. If you think I'm talking about Candy, you're just like that generation that doesn't know who Eminem is. I wish I didn't know. I'm not a fan of his music. I've already said his name more just now than I've said in the last year.
More times you got what you said yesterday.
But it brings up some really interesting stuff. And in the article, he talked, this DJ, not Eminem, tongue's getting tired of that. This DJ is talking about how absolutely he's not going to use this in a production that he puts out, like as a track he makes. He's got tracks, he's got albums. That's where he makes his money, is selling albums, but he also makes money doing these big venues. And he let this go out across one of his venues, thousands of people dancing and enjoying themselves, paying for tickets. And he said, but I wouldn't use it for a commercial endeavor, which it kind of feels like he did. And so I haven't been able to find any response from Eminem's legal team, but we're going to watch this happen real quick. I'm sure they're going to start setting some precedents, because if they don't, you could have Johnny Cash could be in the background of every one of my punk band songs, right? There's nothing stopping this kind of acquiring of content, original content created in the style and sound of artists that already exist. Sid, did you want to add something? Oh, okay.
Just to tell you something, of all the artists out there, they picked Eminem.
They picked Eminem, yeah. Well, I don't know what his financial situation now. Maybe that's a safe choice. He can't afford to go after us right now. Well, and last week we were talking about the Microsoft AI that's able to take 3 seconds of your speech and mimic you to the extent it would fool humans. That's essentially what we're talking about. And he's integrated it in. I mean, we had discussions about this with rap music back in the day, because part of creating that music was grabbing clips from other music. And they had to set up a framework of how to attribute creators that are used in other creations.
Well, I gave the example of spoken with computing, because I almost got scammed for $2,000 when a cop called me from Las Vegas and told me my grandson was in jail, something that he was basically not responsible for, and he doesn't want to spend the night in jail, like I said. And his voice said, "Let me speak to my grandson," and I would swear I was speaking to my grandson. It wasn't for a smart guy where I went to buy the money from warning me, and then I went to the police station They told me right away, it's a scam. I got a hold of my grandson at work. He was at work. But I swear I heard his voice.
Well, and we have to be ready for these kinds of things. This is the next level.
The continuum seems to be where, these GPT isn't gonna write your, job application, but they will let somebody steal a song out of music,
Right?
put it on TV. So, there could be two limits here. There could be the good guys and the bad guys.
Well, it doesn't sound like his chat is giving you the ability to copy the sound. It's some of the program.
Well, it is another AI, but I think that Mike's point is correct. It is like if we take AIs in general, these are the issues that are surrounding them. Where do you set these limits? How do you determine what is okay and what's not okay? This is always I can't believe how much I talk about regulation at 52 years old and how open I was Wild West back when I was in my 20s with this stuff. But technology has not proven to have morality. That's up to us. We're lucky there are so many good people, or hammers would be used more often in murders. It's just poor Hammer, it's not his fault. Yeah.
They reduced the number of mass murders in the United States in the last 10 days.
Oh, really?
I know one of yesterday. Well, prior to that, we didn't have one for like 9 days.
Mike, your mainstream media viewing is showing. No one's upset about Black Lives Matter because of the balloons. That's great. And the balloon side of things is they're not all balloons, right?
Yeah.
So I'm getting ready for them to associate them with that small percentage of UFOs that people aren't. Yeah? Yeah.
Somebody was investigating all areas.
Scott,
The statement this morning.
I saw an internet meme today of the side of a guy's fighter jet. It had one balloon and 2 UFOs on it.
I will say something about that.
Do it. Do it.
My daughter lives in the Tucson foothills, and her back patio overlooks like 45 miles or so. So you get this great big sky. And we were sitting out there one night, and I was only one drink into this, right?
Oh.
But there was a ball in the sky about the size of the moon, which was over there. But this ball was like right there. And it was there for at least 45 minutes, stationary. It wasn't vehicular. And then it just was gone. I don't know what it was, but it was there, and it was big, and then it was zilch.
And then all of a sudden your credit cards were compromised.
No. I don't know what it was. Was
Ray.
it military? What?
Did you have your tinfoil hat on?
Did you read about where the guy was trying to shoot down what he thought was a balloon and it was another planet?
No.
And I'm not sure if it wasn't the military actually doing it, but
Yeah, in the 60s, that happened. The
it was
jet
in the
fighter
last week.
pilot on mission in the U.S. was like, I have a target, I have a target, I have a target. And control came back to him and says, you idiot, that's Venus.
Yeah.
And that happens way more in the military than you really want to think about.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. We are winding this down. We've reached the end of our hour. I've gotten through all of the articles I brought with myself. We don't have any events to announce this week, but we do recommendations at the end of this meeting. If anybody has anything they'd like to share with us, you think we should know about, websites? Okay, go ahead. The one you watched?
You brought it up.
On the document, I already wrote it up. Yeah, we watched Babylon, the 2022. It's Oscar nominated.
This is one of those things that they have on radiosity. As I started watching I said, see how bad this is? They got a guy that looks like, the big star.
I don't know, Brad Pitt's in the movie.
Yeah, they got a guy off the street that looks just like Brad Pitt as an old guy. Turns out 5 minutes later, I figured out it was Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt's my age.
So-
Yeah, Brad Pitt is an old guy.
So they give you a long little chat, and so they got this.
Oh, it was a great movie. Yeah, this is a movie that if you guys haven't seen it, it spans that period of time between silent movies and talkies, and how it affects these different characters, their lives as actors, performers. Somebody that's been in the business for a while, somebody who's just starting in the business, somebody that was working in the backgrounds of the business, and
Somebody who lost their career because they had a crappy voice. Their silent career was.
yeah, there's stuff like that going on. Hey, Chester, I see your hand up. What's going on?
Well, I wanted to recommend a series that we're watching and enjoying very much, and it could be that everybody else is watching it as well. It's called New Amsterdam.
New Amsterdam.
I just saw the movie.
Is it it's a movie as well as a series?
I saw a movie, I know.
Well, we've watched 20 hours of it on Netflix. It's a hospital type, but very, very well done.
Ah, okay. I'm trying to look it up right now. You said, oh, New Amsterdam.
Yes.
Oh, wow. They got 6 seasons? This has been a TV show since 2018. They've got up to 2023. American medical drama television series based on the book 12 Patients, Life and Death at Bellevue Hospital. Excellent. I'll put it on the list.
It's well done.
Does anyone else out there want to contribute? So it doesn't have to be movies, though we are TV and movie junkies in this group. It can be books, it can be websites, it can be applications, it can be events around town. Mike, I see you.
Well, last night I watched a movie called
Oh,
and
that's the Will Smith movie, right?
yeah, but I didn't know that till the end, because you can't recognize it.
Oh, wow.
I said, wait a minute, this is the guy that beat up my friend Chris Rock. I like this movie, I just had to shut it off.
Well, I do know
It was
that
well done, it was a well done movie.
I know there was some real talk about why he didn't get in. People were surprised he didn't get a nomination for it. Yeah. Chris Rock getting slapped.
You serious? Quit ripping on people, though.
Oh, he's real sorry for that.
Well, he has made it part of his stand-up, though, too.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, well, that's what I've read. I haven't been to one of his
Oh,
concerts, but he takes a section out of his stand-up and addresses it,
Okay.
makes jokes about himself and about Will. And Will has apologized to him publicly.
Read his lawyer's law.
Yeah. Emancipation.
Yeah, it was Tom Selleck. He'd be standing there staring at the sky going, yeah, my lawyer made me come and do this.
All right. Any other recommendations for this week's computer meeting before I call it to an end? Dave, Bill, I didn't mean to run you off.
No, he's on his phone. He's on his tablet. He's fine.
Cheryl, you're still out there. It looks like everyone else. Chester must have hung up right after he finished his recommendation. Cheryl, do you have a recommendation? Cheryl, are you still with us? We might be done with the virtual meeting.
You caught me with a mouthful.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a non-recommendation, but I can't stop watching. So, Ginny and Georgia, season 2. It's a totally dysfunctional family, teen movie or series, I guess, TV series. Ginny is the daughter, Georgia is the mom. And I watched the season 1 and I thought, what did I just watch? And now I'm into about episode 6 of season 2. And it's, it's a different series. So.
Jeannie and Georgia.
Yeah. Recognize some of the actors.
You're saying it's trash TV?
Pretty well. That's a good way to put it.
You're not recommending it, but you can't stop watching it.
That's right. Every time Bill goes through the living room and sees me watching and says, "What are you watching?" So, strange things.
See you guys. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next Tuesday if you can make it.
Events in town, though. I know that the run was done on the weekend that you and Yuya were involved in, and I saw some other friends involved in. I hope they raised some money for their building that they're trying to build.
They told me I ran, but it felt like I walked.
Oh, okay.
At least the speed I was going. At the end of the run, Yuya's talking about somebody from their dance class in the gym. It's like, he finally made it. He's from our dance club. I'm like, what was he running? It's 5K. I'm like, really? You mean I beat somebody? And she looked at me and goes, yeah, an 80-year-old man.
I heard about that 80-year-old man dancing with the group. So
yeah,
there you go. Yeah, he's famous for not just coming in behind you, but yeah.
Well, very cool. We've kind of funneled out of here if you haven't seen our group. We've got Dave, Bill, Sid, and myself. Everyone else is out of here. I think that's a good sign that we're calling it to an end, and we will meet again next Tuesday at 10 here at Tequilas. I'm Scott Stimson once again. If you have computer needs out there somewhere online, get a hold of me, scott@internationalcs.net. And if you like what we've done with our computer club, then you should really check out our website, scclub.org. Until next Tuesday, everybody, tech on.